Long Arms got the jewel and gave it to the prince. The queen was very angry when she saw the jewel. Then she said, "Tomorrow I will give this prince a very difficult job." She thought hard. She did not sleep that night. The next morning, the prince woke up early. He went to the queen again. "You are hungry after your long journey," she said, with a cold smile. "I have 30 chickens outside. Eat them before 12 o'clock. I do not want to find one chicken leg." "Can I invite a friend?" the prince asked. "I do not like eating without a friend." "You can ask one friend," said the queen. The prince left. "He will die this afternoon," she said to her daughter, and she laughed. The prince went back to his friends. "Come with me, Fat Man," he said. Fat Man quickly ate the 30 chickens. Then he ate the queen's other animals, the bread in the kitchens, the fruit on the trees, and the vegetables in the ground. "Now what can I eat?" asked Fat Man. There was nothing there, so he went to sleep. At 12 o'clock, the queen called for her lunch. She waited and waited, but no food came. She went to see the cook. "Where is my lunch?" she asked. "A fat man ate everything in the gardens and everything in the kitchens. There is no food." The queen got angrier and angrier. Then she thought of a plan. "Ha ha!" she laughed. "Now I will catch him." The prince came to her on the 3rd day. "Will you eat with me tonight?" she asked, with a lovely smile. "And after that, would you like to sit with the princess for 2 hours?" "Yes," answered the prince. "I would love that." "You will not fall asleep when you are talking to the princess?" asked the queen. "Fall asleep?" cried the prince. "Never." "When a person falls asleep with the princess," said the queen, "the princess disappears by magic. Then that person dies." The prince put on his most beautiful clothes. He ate with the queen. Their conversation was very cold. Servants brought wonderful food and wonderful drinks. When the prince turned away for a minute, the queen quickly put something into his glass of wine. The prince did not see. He drank the wine. Then the queen took him to the princess. They climbed up many stairs to a high room. The princess sat sadly by the window. The red light of the evening sun lit up her beautiful face. The river below, the flowers round the window, and her dress were the same colour. The prince sat near the princess. They were very happy for a short time. But the prince's eyes suddenly felt heavy. He started to fall asleep. He couldn't hear the princess's words. His eyes shut. He was asleep. Half an hour later, he opened his eyes again. The princess wasn't there. He looked everywhere in the room, but he couldn't find her. He ran to the window and looked out. He saw Big Ear below. He called to him, "The princess isn't here. We have to find her in the next hour." Long Arms brought the prince down to the ground. "Where is the princess? Can you hear her, Big Ear?" Big Ear put his ear to the ground. "Yes," he said, "I can hear her. She is calling. She says that she is across the river. She is inside a tree. Her mother's men put her there. Quick Eyes looked. Yes, he said, I can see her. But how can we get her? Cried the prince. I have an idea, said Cold Man, and he opened his coat. Snow fell. Everything went white. Cold Man jumped into the river, and the water was ice. They ran across the ice and brought the princess back. Long Arms put the prince and princess back through the window into the high room. They sat down, and the door opened. The Queen came in. She could not speak when she saw the princess. She gave them a cold smile. We are having a very interesting conversation, said the prince. We are talking about trees and rivers. Come with me, said the Queen. It is night. Your bedroom is ready. Your servants can sleep there too. The prince said good night to the princess, and he and his servants followed the Queen. She took them to a big room. The Queen shut the door. She ran to the cook and said, Make a great fire under their room. After a short time, the room got very hot. The prince went to the door, but he couldn't open it. I can hear a great fire below us, said Big Ear. This is wonderful, said Cold Man. I feel really warm for the first time in my life. Open your coat, Cold Man, said the prince. When Cold Man opened his coat, the room got colder again. That's better, they said. The Queen listened at the door. She heard them. She ran to the cook and said, Make the fire hotter. Cold Man smiled. I am warm again, he said. They are cooking us, said the other servants. Take off your coat, said the prince. The prince took Cold Man's coat away. I am too cold, said Cold Man. Please give me back my coat. Snow fell in the room. The prince could not speak because he was too cold. Fat Man cried. There was ice in his hair. The Queen came to the door. She listened. Nothing. They are dead now, she said. She opened the door. The prince and his servants ran out of the room. Let's go and sit by a fire, said the prince. My face and hands are blue with cold. The Queen could not win. She knew that now. So she left the country. The princess married the prince, and they lived happily. And the good servants lived with them.